Today, we're talking about why chasing shiny objects with your money is killing your progress towards long term legacy building wealth. Hi, guys. I am Katie Mild, and welcome to this week's Money Minute. So, today's discussion was inspired by a recent podcast I listened to by the Money Guys, and I will link them below. I highly recommend that if you are on a debt payoff journey, an investing journey, a building wealth journey, you should also follow them. They offer incredible, reasonable, straightforward advice that makes sense for all of us. So, one of their recent episodes, they talked about how really building wealth is actually quite simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's not rocket science. And yet, simple does not mean easy. Now, why wouldn't it be the same? The advice that is given, the advice that really makes slower, long-term, steady millionaires is often ignored by the media, and it's ignored by the masses because it's not sexy. It's not super exciting. Quite honestly, sometimes building wealth is really boring. And really, if it's boring, you're probably doing it right. But why isn't simple synonymous with easy? It's because we get way too easily distracted. So I'm going to talk today about just a few ways that you can minimize those distractions and stick with your plan. So the first one is embrace boring. Don't get swept up in the media chaos. Don't get swept up in a lot of the high extreme emotions, okay? A recent great example of this is what we just saw with this incredible phenomenon, crazy story of GameStop stock, okay? And how Reddit, how some of these novice investors seemingly became overnight crazy multimillionaires. Now, here's the deal if you really dig into that. Some people did have incredible quick overnight success, fabulous for them. But the media didn't highlight the vast majority of folks who lost their shirts, who staked everything on something highly volatile, unproven, and unresearched, and ultimately lost out. There was a lot of emotion, a lot of really extreme roller coasters, and the vast majority of investors actually lost out, okay? Another recent example, last year, pandemic. We saw one of the worst days in Wall Street history. Seemingly on that day, it would appear, don't invest in the stock market. Don't hold index funds. Don't hold any of it. You'll lose all your money. Here's the thing. The people who got out because they let the emotion get to them, they're the only ones who lost. Those who stayed steady, stuck to their long-term plan, and just rode the wave, the market has not only rebounded, but excelled and flourished and will continue to over the course of the long haul. So again, step one, embrace boring. Stick with low-cost, diversified index funds. That's what I would recommend. Stick with those and just keep treading. Just keep swimming on. Live your life. Okay, the second point I would say, if you don't understand it, then don't do it. This is actually great advice for life, but it is really important when it comes to your money. If you do not understand an investment product, an investment service, if you cannot explain it in its basic essence to a fifth grader, to a fourth grader, to a little kid, if you can't explain it, it's probably not something you should do. Okay, you need to do more research, you need to talk to more people, and you need to get a better idea of what it means and be able to adequately explain it in a way that a kid can understand before you invest yourself. Warren Buffett is famous for utilizing this strategy. If he doesn't understand it, if it sounds too good to be true, if there are way more questions than answers, he's not going to do it. He's not going to move forward with it. And he offers great advice, has consistently for years. If Warren Buffett is saying that, I highly recommend that you consider the same thing. If you don't understand it, simply don't do it, or take more time to reevaluate and then assess. And the last thing is discipline. More than anything, the most important tool in your toolbox while you are building your long-term wealth is discipline. The ability to have delayed gratification, the ability to see the long-term goal and know what you need to do today. You may have to make sacrifices in order to achieve something far greater than you would ever have in the short term. The discipline to daily stick to your plan, commit, keep blinders on somewhat, and block out all of the noise. That will be your greatest wealth building asset. Far better than anything else out there. If you can maintain a level of discipline and surround yourself with people, with a FI tribe of other people who are also disciplined, you can't help but win. Your assets will grow, your investments will grow, and you will retire with wealth and abundance. So again, to quickly recap, stop getting distracted by fluff. Stop getting distracted by shiny objects. Don't let the media and the associated chaos sway you. Formulate a game plan. Stick with tried and true and proven. Keep it simple. Simple may not be easy, but it is simple. And embrace discipline. Embrace boring and stick with your plan. That's it for today. If you like the content that I'm putting out, ring the bell below to subscribe and tell me in the comments below, what's your investing strategy? What does your timeline look like? What are some of the boring, simple strategies that you are embracing? Tell me in the comments below. I'm always watching and listening. Have a great weekend, and until next time, we'll talk soon.